Hey everyone, we're out in our 1995 Mercedes E320 sedan that was sold new here in Victoria, British Columbia, which is actually at the dealership that we're just pulling into now. So this is where the car was sold new. This is a two-owner car that remained in the same family all the way up until 2019. It was sold in 1995 by my old co-worker Gordon Dyke. Gordon was the star salesman for Western Canada for Mercedes-benz for multiple years and worked at the dealership for over 25 years. So I've known this car since 1997 when I started there. I remember the past owner who brought it in for service and came and visited Gordon. Going through this car, I think the condition of it is probably the most appealing part about the car. The exterior color code is 366, which is azure blue. Interior color code is 208, which is just gray. And then the Zebrano wood trim. Options that this one has is the acceleration slip control, traction control, heated seats, a 6-disc CD changer in the trunk, an adjustable steering column, and I think that's about it.
Alarm, ASR slip control.
Yeah. These are one of the last sort of great Mercedes, I think, that were built. This body style ended in the 96 model year, so this is the last of this body style and went to the new style with the round headlights. But these cars were always built so well. I think anybody that has driven one will agree that from here on in they didn't get better. They sort of got worse. It's the last classic Mercedes with the classic door panels and dash and just the way it drives. So this one was traded in at our local Audi dealer, and the dealer or general manager there, he bought it from the dealership himself. He's quite a car collector. It's always got something eclectic and different. And he realized this was a local Victoria car that was super well cared for and in great condition. He took it to the sister store, the Mercedes dealership we were just at, and had them go through the car end to end and do anything that the car needed. I know they completed the major service, they completed a valve cover. Joel's actually got a sheet in the back, maybe just read off all the items that were done at the time.
So in April of 2019, so about a year ago, at 110,337 kilometers, that same selling dealership, their service department did a full once-over tip-to-tip of the car. And they did, of course, an inspection. Then they did a major service, which includes oil service, spark plugs, filters, coolant, and then various other little bits. They serviced the transmission. They replaced the front brakes, complete rotors and pads, and sensors. They did the idler arm bushings. They replaced the differential output seal and resealed the diff cover. They replaced the timing cover seal and inspected timing components. They did the valve cover gaskets, and they replaced the cam adjuster magnet or phaser. Any other deficiencies or anything that would have been noted on the inspection was completed as well. At the same time, all four wheels were sent out to the wheel shop that we all use, the premier shop that does the best work, and they stripped and polished and redid the wheels. At the same time, they put new tires on it as well.
The tires that are on it are...
They're Continental Conti Pro Contacts.
So the odometer reading on the car is 110,634 kilometers, which translates to about 68,000 miles. This car is officially 25 years old, so it does come into the U.S. without any modifications whatsoever. It's U.S. EPA and DOT compliant, including California. So there's no issues with registering the car in any of the different states. So you don't have to worry about changing anything. The odometer shows in kilometers. If you did want to have it changed over into miles, we can certainly help with getting odometer and doing the calibration and whatnot at our speedometer shop. It's something they do often. Just going through the functions of the cars. First things first, the air conditioning blows super cold. We have it on low right now, but it works exactly as it should. So there's no issues with the heating or air conditioning system. I've adjusted a few times. I have my heated seat on right now, and it's hot on the chair and on your back. Going through the functions on my seat. The headrest doesn't seem to be going up and down. The seat back.
Try the headrest again.
Oh.
No, it's just me pushing it.
Maybe it needs to be lubricated. That's something we can look at. Seat chair goes back properly. Seat goes up and down properly in both directions. Sunroof. This is before one-touch sunroofs. That works as it should. Pushing it forward. Works as it should. Going up and down. So the function of the sunroof going up and down isn't working right this second, so that's something we'll get looked at today and report back on, making sure that it's fixed properly. This is one of the reasons why we like to do a driving video and try everything on every car to give you an idea of what is and isn't working. The rear defroster, the button activates, but I don't know if it's working right now. I put the rear headrests up, so in these cars the rear headrests can be released from the front, but you have to manually lift them, so you're going to just press the button and release them now. So both go down as they should. Hazard lights, they work as they should. I forget what this button does. We'll double check, but the light illuminates, so that should be fine. This is your acceleration slip control. Rear light, which is what
both floor lights are working in the rear dome.
Radio.
That's nice.
Quite enjoyable.
Weekdays at 8:15 in the Morning Zone. Hosted by Jason Lamb.
So that seems to be working. We don't have a tape or a CD in the car, so I don't know there. Driver's side front window works and goes up and down.
Driver's rear.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
So put them all down. All the windows down. All the windows back up. They go up smoothly. No issues with any of the windows. Passenger headrest goes up and down. Seat back, forward, back, up, down. So all the functions of the passenger seat are working perfectly. Turn signals work as they should. I reset the trip odometer before we started. That's working properly. We've gone about 5 kilometers. Those switches back there, they're working. The center console, this hinge door, looks like it's one of the hinges is broken. Not anything you need to worry about. This center console closes and latches as it should, and then the adjustment of the armrest works as it should. The service records on this one, there's, I believe, from memory, 13 services done at the Mercedes-Benz dealer, and then after that it was serviced at an independent dealer, and then obviously the subsequent service that was done by the current owner that we got it from, that was done at Mercedes-Benz, where the first 13 services were done. So there's no lapse in servicing. We just don't have the records from, I believe it's 2010 to
Yep.
2019, which were independent services. We can try and obtain them, but we'll just phone the past owner and find out. Drive-wise, I remember driving these cars back in 95 or 97 when I started at Mercedes-benz, and this one drives incredibly well. Like, there's no shimmies, no shakes. All the brakes feel great. The power the car has is great. The transmission shifts incredibly well. So I have no concerns with any of the mechanical condition. The illumination on this one works. Let's try it. Passenger side. So that light isn't working, and I don't know. So this side does not work. Map light, dome light, those work. This is your little sun visor in between. That works. Day and night mode on rear view mirror works. All the door panels, door pockets, seat edges, seat surfaces are incredibly clean. Joel will go through the map pockets and stuff in the back there. And Joel, behind you there is a first aid kit, which is on the rear parcel shelf. Have a look to see if it is in there. It's just
No.
green.
Alright, looked.
It's not in there?
No.
So we'll check the trunk to see if it's in there.
This weather's like, no.
Yeah, this car smells like a new car. It's definitely been very, very well cared for. Well, the carpets don't have any stains. It does have the stainless steel door sills also. Headliner's in great shape. All the original stickers are on the sun visors. None of the heating vents and cooling vents are broken. Often in cars in general, not this car, these get broken. So we're just going to accelerate onto the highway. It's up to 100 kilometers, 60 miles an hour, quickly, easily, shifts really well. I'd say this car drives it extremely well.
It's quiet too. Very
Yeah,
quiet.
they're one of my favorite cars. I think having this in a 94 E500 would be the cream of the crop. That's a car I'd love to own. It was hand built by Porsche with Mercedes-benz, so pretty cool car. But this is the final production year of this body style, 1995. So if you do want one, I think this is a great candidate. I'm going to just exit and then we'll pull over and do a walk around video, just talk about any deficiencies. In our listing, we noted 2 deficiencies. One is very small, if you can see it right there. There's a tiny star in the windshield. And in the left rear corner of the tail lamp, there is a small crack in the tail lamp that I had to hunt for to find, but it is there. In this car's history, there is one claim for $2,457 Canadian that is noted in the history. It still has a clean Carfax, but we know what happened, so we'll just share that with you. That's obviously Canadian dollars, which today is about $1,800 US. So you can imagine it's something minor that happened in over the years, but nothing of concern. So we'll end it there, and if you have any questions or concerns, we're here to help getting the car into the US. We're going to handle and make sure that you take delivery from Blaine, Washington. If we have any Canadian bidders, you're welcome to keep the car in Canada, and we will supply you British Columbia registration. Any taxes due in your province, you're due to pay. Americans, if you arrange your own shipping, it's from Blaine, Washington. If you want us to help, we can do that. We use reliable carriers for enclosed transport, open transport. There are options, but we don't have one company that we deal it there and get back to you with a walk around video with paint meter